Hello everybody, what is up? And hey guys. Yeah, I know, I got a haircut since last time. It happened. Anyways, let me get into today's topic of the video. It is the second part of the writing tips series. So in this video, what I want to go over is to basically what's in the title of the video. Read a lot. Like, read a lot. Like, really find out what you like as a reader. Finding what you like as a reader is whenever you're a kid or something and you end up watching a TV show or you end up getting introduced to a movie. You end up finding the specific style that you really like, amplifying it. Whenever you like go and you basically make believe or something like that, you basically start forming a style from when you're a kid. Like, for instance, whenever I was a kid, I really loved like Lord of the Rings, and I really got into the Warcraft lore when I was 10, and just basically anything when Knights and Castle that could get me away from the setting I was in, I was really into. The reason for that is I just always loved adventure. I would go make believe, pick up sticks, go with my friends, we would be Knights and Castles, samurais. It didn't really matter what we did. We just didn't want to be around the area we were in. We wanted to be in our imagination and you know, move forward. Because whenever I started writing, it wasn't even because I liked, you know, reading at all. When I was a kid, I hated reading. And as I got older, I kind of found out that, you know, you have to read a lot if you want to be a writer. J.K. Rowling once said, if you're reading a book that you're really not interested in, then drop that book instantly and move on to another one. If the reading of the book that is going on is going to disrupt you as a reader, then you should definitely drop that book and move on. And it's perfectly okay to read multiple books at once. I actually do that all the time. I normally have a book during the semester I'll read, I have my own personal book, and then I also have something on the side. I always have kind of like a fallback book. Kind of like in the first video, whenever I was talking about routines, I always have kind of a project to fall back to with writing. I never just focus on one thing when I'm writing. I always have something just in case. Basically, read a lot, read what you like, and really get invested in reading. And I just want to take this moment to say, if you read ebooks or audiobooks, that's completely okay too. You can read audiobooks and ebooks, and there's, you know, no one's gonna judge you. Stephen King reads, I believe it was 70 books a year, and he says out of like 6 or 7 of those, some of them are audiobooks. So if the king of horror listens to audiobooks, you most definitely are allowed to like listen to audiobooks. Like, why is there an elitism against audiobooks? Like, I sometimes I read them. I just don't prefer that. I can read faster than I can listen, and I can type faster than I can talk. And it's just both of those. Like, I can pick up a book and read a section quicker than I could ever talking. But I really genuinely enjoy just writing and the action of that. And audiobooks, it's vice versa. I like reading and I like writing. It's just I can never listen, but I've gone halfway through a few audiobooks that I really enjoy, because whether you're running, whether you're in the car, whether you're doing groceries, you know, anything that you can just put like one earbud in, especially because we have wireless headphones nowadays, there's no reason you can't just be reading and reading and reading and reading. Obviously, don't take time away from your kids or family or whatever obligations you have, but it's a great thing that we can just fit it in instead of listening to music. But again, if you want to listen to music or something, no one's telling you don't have to do that. It's just if you're absolutely devoted to the craft of writing, you should be doing it. It's like athletes are dieting correctly whenever they're not exercising. You should be exercising your creative muscles and always be taking in, you know, great inspirations. So whenever you sit down at that keyboard and you start your routine, you're ready to go and you have a ton of creativity juice to flow with. Okay, so I just kind of want to take this moment. Let's go back to the first video and remember how I talked about you need a routine to write. You need kind of a routine to read as well. So, like I said, every morning I'll get my cup of coffee, I'll sit down, and I'll read. That's what I do. That's what works for me. You need to find your sanctuary time for reading, I found. You need to start making a habit. If you like have 10-minute break at lunch and you're like, okay, I don't read at all right now, I'm just gonna try to read an article or something from the Washington Journal, the Guardian, or, you know, I'm just going to try to read just anything I find on the internet in my 10-minute break I have at work. Go for it. You need to start somewhere. No one, like, you shouldn't feel the need to pick up, like, a giant trilogy or series like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. It's like biographies and everything. No one's going to end up judging you if you can't read them. And you know what, honestly, if people judge you, it doesn't matter. You need to start from somewhere if you're not reading. You really just need to get into that groove. And you will, I promise you, trust me, I did this like whenever I started college. My creative writing professor was like, you need to read more. And I didn't believe I would, but I literally, I read all the time now. It's like a muscle. You have to work it out. You really have to find what you're interested in, or you're not going to do it in your free time. Okay, so I just want to kind of wrap this episode up and everything, but the main thing that I would really like for you guys to take away from this is you need to read, and just keep reading. I'm going to show you real quick. This is my, like, bookshelf, basically, that I'm reading right now. So I'm reading Steve Jobs, Stephen King on writing. I'm reading A Darker Shade of Magic, which is really good. My girlfriend got me into this book. The Art of War and The Last Wish, which is the first book in the Witcher series. The reason why I'm showing this is there's multiple different books I'm reading. The reason because I got bored with this one, and then I'm almost done with this one because I wanted some writing tips and stuff like that. And then this one I just wanted to pick up, and then this one's a series of short stories. I just wanted to let you know, as someone who kind of is, you know, has their writing routine down and reading routine down and all these routines down to make myself into a better creative writer, it's okay to switch. It's okay to do that. Some people may completely disagree with me and say, no, you need to stay to one book until you finish it. My logic with that is you watch more than one TV show at a time. You can pick up movies, stop them midway, go back at it. It's a form of art. You don't need to stay to one medium. If you want to read something like really, really bad, just go for it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Go ahead and read that thing you really want. But yeah, if you really want to write well, you really have to hone your craft. You really just need to sit there. You need to, you need to get everything down. You need to read everything. You need to write. And yeah, that's about it for the second video, guys. Right now, I'm getting some new gear. I think I found a solution to the sound problem, so just stay tuned. I promise this will get better as it goes on. I feel like I'm getting less robotic. Again, I was working a bunch in July. I know I promised I'd be doing it more, but I got sicker in July and then I was working a ton. I got some new gear though, so hopefully the sound quality will be better. And then also those short films I was talking about, I spent about 3 hours last night getting some footage on that. I have some really, really cool ideas for that, and I was testing some things out until late last night. So most definitely stay tuned. Make sure to check my social medias down below. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All those links would be down below. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and until next time, guys, see ya!
Stop!